Babetalk! Hey everybody, welcome to Babetalk. That's our new theme song. My name is Eric. Everybody introduce yourselves. Starting
Sup?
with... Yeah.
I'm Alex. I'm here again.
I'm Billy from Thieves in Austin, Texas.
Go ahead, Matt.
Anybody?
Okay, Ashley, I was gonna let you
Yeah,
go.
Matt, introduce yourself. Matt, tell everybody what your name is, Matt.
I'm sorry,
name is
I can't
Matt.
gesture.
I'm pretty sure my name is. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I'm Matt.
I'm Ashley. Hi.
And welcome to Babe Talk. This is our official first of the year, and we have an awesome one for you all. So, Billy, first off, thank you so much for being here, dude.
Hell yeah, thanks for inviting me on.
Yay.
Absolutely. Everybody was pumped to have your band on, or anyone
Nice.
representing your band. Desperately. We love you.
Hell yeah.
No,
Awesome.
So, as always, I am not your host, but today I will be. Ollie is he still on tour, or is he just...
Yeah, he gets
Still on
back.
tour.
He got back today, or is getting back like right
He's
now.
just beating him up. Ollie is on tour and being awesome with, what are they called? The
Millhouse.
Thrill-ho? Thrill-ho? Is that it? No, Millhouse. Got it. For those of you who get that reference, thank you for being as old as me, hopefully. But yeah, so in the spirit of Ollie not being here, I want to go around and, just like Ollie would do, ask everyone how their day went. So Alex, how was your day?
Well, I mean, I was sick early on the day, so, I mean, it kind of got off to a shaky start, but then, like, I started feeling better. I've listened to a lot of albums that came out today, well, yesterday, technically. A lot of good albums that just came out. You know, Mark Ronson's Uptown Special. The new Meghan Trainor album's pretty good. I mean, I'm a pop nerd, so for me, you know, those are
You're our
those are
resident
special
pop
albums.
nerd.
Those are special albums to me, and Uptown Special is definitely the one album I would recommend out of all the albums that came out yesterday. So yeah, that was basically my day. Just went and listened to records and got over being sick. So.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you're back in spirits and in health. We missed you.
I didn't go
You're probably
anywhere.
online all day anyway.
I didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, we definitely heard plenty from you online today.
Yeah.
I like our little Babe Talk chat that we got going. It's
Alex,
always
what was
nice.
your favorite album that you listened to today, or past 2 days
The
of the new ones?
Mark Ronson Uptown Special.
But what was your favorite?
Tell us how you really feel.
All right,
I
Ashley,
love
how
it
was
so
your-
much.
I can tell. Like, I laugh like I'm all superior in music history, but that's 100% chance I'm listening to that right after this because you gave it a stunning endorsement. But yeah, Ashley, so how was your day? What'd you do?
My day was pretty good. Ran some errands, got some stuff done, replied to a buttload of emails, and
A buttload.
yeah, a
That's a lot of
buttload.
emails.
How many emails fit in a butt?
These are the important questions.
I just get all these like press releases, and it's all like you can tell within like not even like opening the email, just like the preview line where it's like it's something that's like not related to me and like has nothing to do with Property of Zach, nothing to do with Showcase, and where it's people who like spell my name wrong or spell Zach's name wrong, and I'm just like swipe, delete, and then I just got some other stuff done today. Played with my dogs because they're super hyperactive and they just need to run around for like 45 minutes, like at a time. And now I'm here and I have some peppermint hot chocolate and I'm ready to babe talk with y'all.
Oh, that's a good verb. I like that. All right, Matt, how was your day?
Pretty good. I woke up at noon today, so no class for me. Yeah.
Proud of
I
you.
was just honestly,
nice.
I was just pumped about today. Like I just have so much going on, and I love just having a hectic life. Like I have a bunch of college apps I should probably do today. I have Babe Talk. So yeah, I'm just really, really pumped. Also, I'm on like 16 cups of caffeine.
You're ready
Just
for
straight
college.
caffeine?
You're
Just straight
ready for
caffeine.
college.
Just straight caffeine, like coffee, energy drinks, soda, you name it. I'm good to go.
I'm proud of
Sick.
you.
Billy, how are you doing? What'd you do today?
I'm good, man. I had a good day. I woke up really early, went to work, worked a full day. Then I got off work and I actually got a tattoo. My girlfriend got me a gift certificate to get a tattoo for my birthday,
Nice.
like
Well, now we have to see it.
6 months ago. It's actually
let's see it.
covered up because I just got it right.
Oh,
before
that's
I came
right.
here.
That's a dumb question.
So I
Sorry.
can't show it to you. But, so yeah,
No,
with
we
that,
think you should risk infection for.
Don't do it.
Do it
right,
for the Babetalk.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
like,
not
seriously.
permanent, so it's not a big deal.
What do you do? Where do you work?
I work at a sports nutrition store in Austin. It's like
That's
a
awesome.
small local company that makes their own supplements. And
Are you fit?
sells
You
them
look
with
kind of
workout.
fit.
I try to be.
That means yes. Anyone who says I try is fit enough to
Yeah.
not brag about it. That's fantastic.
Well, I try to exercise enough so that I can also eat like crap more than normal people. So
That's
That's a
a good,
really
that's a good
good
reason.
approach
Right,
to
It's
it.
a real motivator. You got like that cat hang in there poster, but it's just reaching for a cheeseburger.
yeah,
Yes, I
Exactly.
can has the cheeseburger. I can has it.
exactly.
I can't have that. Oh my god. Ashley's too funny. God damn it.
Put it on a T-shirt.
That's fantastic. I can't have this cheeseburger. It's just lifting weights in one hand and a cheeseburger in the other. That's
In the
fantastic.
gym in my freshman dorm, or like the one that was closest to my freshman dorm, they have, it's a gym, they have some like really nice big TVs, and some asshole thought it would be really, really great to always have the TVs tuned to Food Network. Like, I don't understand. Like,
It's messed up.
and it's like, I mean, that's great because you're like, oh my god, like, Giada's making freaking caprese sandwiches. I really want that. And you're just like, gotta go another mile on this stupid elliptical to get that caprese sandwich. Anyway, you can have the cheeseburger, Billy. You can.
That's awesome. I did nothing. I worked today. Same old, same old. I'm trying to think. Was there? Oh, I played. So I played a show last week with my band on Thursday at a nice little like complete shithole hole in the wall like DIY art space place. And,
Best venues ever.
Gonna say.
They're pretty good. This one was actually, and I've been going there for about 10 years. It used to be next door to a crack house. Then it moved into the crack house. And now it's a safer environment, but it's still hard to get people there. That's
It's still a crack
shitty
house.
thing.
Yeah, how is it a
Yeah,
safer
yeah.
environment if it's still in the crack house?
That's
dude?
so.
Well, it's okay. So there's like
Crack kids are
four,
relatively nice.
there's like a 4-block like radius in Baltimore that used to be real bad, and then the hipsters came in, bought out all the low income housing, and now it's all like arty and like it used. I forget if I told this before in the podcast. It used to be you walk down the streets, everyone's making fun of you because your pants are too tight. If you're like in punk rock, pop punk gear, but now it's like the hipsters are out there hanging on their porches making fun of you because your pants aren't tight enough, and so it's a real change in the neighborhood. But no, we played it, and I was kind of bummed because like I knew the show was going to be low key. It was like a Thursday night, and so I had work the next day. And then I got a text from Joel from A Place in Time, and he was like, "Hey, can I borrow some equipment or whatever?" And I was like, "A Place in Time's playing, fuck yeah!" So the show got 10 times better, and we just like broed out and hung out and shit, and it was a lot of fun. But yeah, that was my excitingness of the week.
I feel like Heavyweights and A Place in Time are like such a bromance.
It really is. And now here's my little Maryland band plug. This is a band called Wander, and they've been playing a lot of shows with us and hanging out and stuff. They're a good band to get into if you're looking. But yeah, so what we do here, Billy, we'll talk, just kind of shoot the shit, couple topics, mostly about music, but whatever comes up comes up. And about halfway through, we'll ask you a bunch of questions about your band. I hope that's okay.
Hell yeah.
Excellent. All right, cool. But to start off with, so I know we've seen a bunch of Warped Tour band spoilers. I want to know, and anybody can just jump right in, what you guys think about the bands that have been leaked to Warped Tour so far.
Can we just quickly, just because I've been like running around all day, can we just recap the bands that were added today? Just because I haven't been on like
I
on my
actually
phone today.
have it pulled up so I could tell it for you
Oh,
right
good.
now.
Oh, Alex
Yeah.
is so prepared.
Coming in
I'm
clutch
amazed
yet
with that.
again.
All right.
Still on top of things.
Yeah, the bands are Boy Meets World, Candy Hearts, I Killed the Prom Queen, Sirens and Sailors, and Youth in Revolt.
I feel like that's why Youth in Revolt was on Pop Goes Punk. the
Well,
most
Youth in
recent
Revolt
one.
was on Pop Goes Punk because they are on like Fearless.
I know they're on Fearless, but like how many other bands on Fearless that weren't on that compilation? Not saying like I'm sure like logistically like it just worked out for whatever reason, but I don't know. I thought their cover was okay. I haven't been obligated to check out the rest of their stuff, if I'm being frank. Candy Hearts, not surprised. Like, I mean, they obviously have Chad Gilbert. That's like basically the reason that band is anything. That sounded really mean. As it left my mouth, I was like,
I just heard that. And I'm like, damn, that's major shade.
Well,
It helps. Let's just say it helps. It helps a lot.
Yes, yeah, it
but
does
like
help.
they played a handful of dates last year. I know when they were like heading down to their own summer tour, but like, I don't know. I'm really indifferent on the music. I liked it in the beginning. Like I bought All the Ways You Let Me Down. I think that's what it's called. No, that's not it. That's the most recent one. The one before that. Miles and Interstates, and I thought that was like an okay record. It was very like, it was fine. It's like adorable, like pop, very like girly, sugary sweet stuff, and I can dig that. Like I have nothing against that, but it just like I didn't find myself being like, you know what I really want to listen to today? Candy Hearts. Like I never said that.
I say that
I get
all
it.
the time.
I liked the record though. The actual vinyl had like an imprint on it of their little logo. It's like a heart,
What's it
phone
made of?
Candy.
whatever. It's cool.
That'd be kind of a fucked up album title if they had like a Snickers bar and then a human heart. It's just
You just turn them into a grindcore band.
That's
yeah,
too edgy
right.
for
Oh
me.
jeez,
That's too edgy.
too edgy. 5 you.
Oh my god.
Too edgy 5. Yeah.
What
What
I'm really
about,
excited for. Oh,
What
you
about
go
I
ahead,
Killed the Prom Queen?
Forgot they were a band, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. They kind of fell off the face of the planet.
Was that what you were gonna
Right?
say, Matt? That you were excited for them, or
I mean, okay, so I listened to them like a little bit in middle school, or not middle school, but like earlier high school. I always forget I'm still in high school, and
You're such a little baby.
I feel so young. Yeah,
You are the youngest in this chat right now.
Wait, you're in high school and you didn't go to school today?
Nah,
What?
nah.
I
That's
thought
a
you
little
were gonna go
rebel.
to jail when you do that or something.
Do they not like call home and it's like, oh, hello, Mrs. So and So?
I
This
turned
is so. His
18.
name isn't so and so. That's so.
I'm sorry, I didn't know he wanted me to broadcast that to the entire internet.
where's the truant officers, like in Ferris
truant-
Bueller?
Yeah.
I'm 18
principal
now. I
comes.
actually. They used to call your parents and say like, oh, that you're absent. But I went to them and I was like, hey, I'm 18. Can you stop calling my parents whenever I'm late? Because I'm late like every single day.
And they
Speaking
said
of
yes.
Ferris Bueller,
They said yeah, because I'm 18. It's like a legal thing.
Thug
Wow.
life.
I didn't turn 18 until I came to college, so now I'm really jealous of that. But anyway, go ahead, Eric.
well, I was gonna say, if your principal has a mustache anything like the dude from Ferris Bueller, you better run when he comes to your
Yeah.
door because that was creepy.
That's a good movie. That's a good movie.
9 times.
My parents made me watch that movie before I entered high school.
Same. My
Which
dad
is-
loves it. That's like my favorite movie. It's my dad's favorite movie. I didn't understand half the references when he made me watch it the first time. And I'm the nurse who likes to.
Right.
So,
But
Billy,
on
do you have any thoughts on the Warped Tour bands? Any of the ones so far?
To be honest, I haven't. This is gonna sound real bad, but I'm not like
No judgment.
usually one of those people that's like stoked on like the announcements and the teasers and stuff because just to me the bands that get picked for Warped Tour are so different every year that
Yeah.
I kind of don't really ever have any expectations except for when like a band's like buzzing and then they're not on there. You're kind of like, that's weird, but I usually just wait until the full list is out and then check it out and just see who I want to check out. And sometimes I have like a ton of bands that I really want to see, and sometimes there's like 2 that I want to see, and I just walk around all day and like listen to new bands that I would have never listened to like on my own. So for this year, I guess that's a
Solid
long
approach.
answer to your question, but for this year, I don't really have any like ones that I'm anticipating or anything.
That's kind of how I am too. I also find most of the like bands that I end up liking are the last 10 to get announced. And I'm
Right.
like, oh, okay. But
Yeah.
that's cool. Every couple of years there is that like off year for any given person where they're just like, I guess I'll just walk around and find new music. Like I like at this timeline, I've been to Warped Tour 12 times, 13 times. It's kind of like, yeah, laugh it up.
I didn't say anything. I didn't. I purposely said nothing. Go ahead, Eric.
Your silence said it all. But at this point, like to me, it's just like a big party day. Like music in the summer outside. and it's like within a reasonable distance to my house, so I'm perfectly happy with just
Yeah,
a day
that's
party.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
awesome.
can't wait till I get to that point, but I'm not there yet.
Yeah, well, well, enjoy it.
Well, the thing is about Warped Tour is
Cherish it.
Yeah.
no, like one of my really good friends, who was one of my classmates actually, was on the tour last year, like doing production, like got contracted by a company to do. She was the term was pit reporter, but it's not like the pit reporters have been in the past where it's like one face, you know, and like the one person does like video blogs or whatever. They did like market research and stuff. Like they had iPads and such, and they'd go out into the lines where kids were waiting and do research and take surveys and stuff. And then
Oh, I thought that the pit reporters were like Brian Stars and like all those people.
Well, that's
and,
what-
like,
that's what she
the
told
kid
me
with
her
like
title
the cotton
was.
candy and the kid with the cotton candy
Oh
hair.
God.
that kid scares me. Who is that, and why do
He got
why?
he's allegedly a something. I don't know. He's weird. He's creepy. I know that.
Yeah, he's
Allegedly.
Yeah, well,
Allegedly
allegedly. Well, he's allegedly a rapist. So
He posted like a video
Oh.
apologizing to something, and I was just like, I kind of saw that coming.
yeah, but anyway, continue since I rudely
This might bring us
interrupted
to
you.
our next topic. Jesus.
Since I
Really?
rudely
Really?
interrupted you.
Well, they she was on the tour, and like it's like her work day, and she's like basic because you know if you're on the entire tour, it's not like every band is a pressing issue. But she was in charge of like bringing people who were like street teaming or VIPs or whatever to go see their one band side stage, and she's like, I've never heard Beartooth like recorded before this summer, but I saw them so many times live, and every time they were like consistently great. So it's like them, and she's like, I inadvertently saw Mayday Parade like every day, and all this stuff, and all these like little nuances of Warped Tour. Like someone who goes like once, like I go and I street team, so I don't have to pay for a ticket. Work, watch a band, work, watch a band. I'm sorry, it's getting really expensive. And if I don't want to see like upwards of like 10 bands, which like sometimes it happens, like sometimes like there's like 4 bands I like really want to see, but I don't want to pay, you know, $60 to go see them. But it's cool to kind of like talk to people who just get that experience, like walk around and just see bands and gravitate towards wherever you're going instead of someone like me who has a schedule like I'm going to see Beartooth, I'm going to see Paris, I'm going to see 4 Year Strong, I'm going to see Bowling for Soup. Bowling for
Bowling for
Soup?
soup.
What? I
How
was
is
so
that guy
excited.
still alive?
He does the
He's huge.
Chuck E. Cheese. He's the
The
new
theme song for Phineas and Ferb.
that too. And
Sonic the Hedgehog.
the frontman has a side project called People on Vacation, which is like really weird, but like it's like fun. It's like a fun little side project, but I'm just like, how are you still going? It's so weird.
I met the guy who's just gigantic, and that terrifies me. How he's still maintaining.
He's like a human bowling ball. I'm like afraid to be around him.
How do you go to giganto bowling? Like what? It's like the opposite of duck pin. You just have gigantic balls that you throw down the thing.
I guess that's why they call him Bowling for Soup.
Oh,
But
bowling for steak. I had a
Oh,
steak
what?
today. It was great.
Seriously, Alex needs to have a comedy session.
I want like the
Yeah,
Alex North of Normal. That's your new comedy name.
North of
Nice.
Norwalk.
Nice.
That's
That's
his
perfect.
shitty CW like drama show.
You know what? Would you be excited to have a show in the CW?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I would do anything for fame. I'd murder everyone right
Whoa.
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 This just
You know
in.
what?
Eric Navarro, alleged murderer.
now. Allegedly. Allegedly. So speaking of allegedly, let's talk some Front Porch Step and Warped Tour.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
What is there to talk about? He's
Well,
not
I don't
doing
know.
any
Did
touring.
something happen?
Yeah, he's no longer on it.
Oh, he
What?
is officially no longer on it?
And he suspended all of his touring for 2015.
All right, well,
Where have you guys
let's
Yeah, he's just done.
well, I was still reading our last week's notes that were like, for this time, let's talk about these topics. I guess I did not read that. So let's actually talk about this then, because I think this is the bigger issue anyway with that. For as far did they kick him off Warped Tour? Or
No.
please educate me. Did they kick him off Warped Tour, or did he
Okay.
go on his own accord?
I'm raising my hand. Please call on me. I
Please
have.
go.
Okay. Didn't want to interrupt anybody else. So what happened is they were asking for people are not asking, but people are like waiting for a statement from Front Porch Step because you have Kevin Lyman's coming home early from vacation to look into this matter, and Pure News Records is like, okay, we heard the rumors, we're looking into it, and people like I looked on Front Porch Step's Facebook page for like 5 seconds, and it was like pure hatred. It was just like spewing like teenagers being really, really mad, which is, you're entitled to your opinion and you're entitled to write on
You
his
have to
wall.
clarify, mad at him or mad at people
No,
accusing
well,
him?
kind of both. Like, if you looked in the
Yeah.
Defend Pop Punk group at any point during this situation, like, it was like actual.
Hilarious.
The only comparison I can think of, it was hilarious, but it was
Bill,
like
that's perfect. Yep, that's the only word.
it was like monkeys flinging poop at another. It was just like, it was horrible. And so they're waiting for the management to say something, and he comes out, and I think he not like I'm not trying to praise this guy, but I think he did a good thing for everyone else. Like, it was to everyone else's benefit by saying, I'm suspending touring for 2015, because everyone's like, oh my God, Have Mercy and Head North, like, they haven't dropped off yet, so they still support Front Porch Step and all this stuff. And Warped Tour hasn't kicked him off after the petition has 11,000 signatures. They must not be against this. And it was, everyone's in a really awkward position and they're not sure what to do, and they kind of like wanted to hear from Jake first. Like, if his statement had been like, this is all false, like, I'm still going on tour, like, you guys can do whatever, then I think Warped Tour, Pure Noise, everyone else, and Have Mercy, Head North would have had to say, like, we're backing off. But I think he kind of just, like, shut it down by saying, like, I'm stopping all touring for 2015, and that's it. So everyone's kind of off the hook and, like, having to make that, like, on-the-spot decision. Because it's hard. It's hard because, like, Kevin Lyman, who is genuinely the nicest person, I have had breakfast with him. He's super nice. And he wants everyone to, like, who has suggestions and issues and stuff about Warped Tour or anything, to talk to him. He gives out his email very freely. Like, the coolest guy. I wouldn't expect that, honestly. Super cool guy. But he can't do anything unless there's, like, a police report. There has to be, like, tangible evidence against this guy. And not to discredit the people and the girls who came forward talking about their experiences, but it's like, that's all kind of speculation. That's where the allegedly part comes in, and that's why it's really hard. So he made the statement, and he's not doing any touring. I believe Alison Weiss, who was like, I'm not touring with him in the UK, is now still touring in the UK with somebody else. I forget who, but she's still going.
She was touring in the UK with somebody else, in addition to Front Porch Step anyway, so.
Yeah, so she called it pretty much back on. And Have Mercy and Head North are working on another tour. So they're still going out on the road, but it's not going to be with Jake, obviously. And Warped Tour didn't really have to do anything. Like, they were just kind of like, all right, well, that happened. Done. So that's what happened. So far.
Thank you. So far, the story so far.
You're welcome.
That was so interesting, because I remember when there was the whole debate of, should Kevin Lyman kick him off or should he not? And it really was, I mean, the whole time I was thinking there's no way he can kick him off unless there's an actual trial or something. Or if sponsors told them, we're going to pull because we don't want to be associated with this, then that would happen. I get it. It's a business decision. It's a legal decision. But as far as a group of people, depending on the size of that group, if it's, under 10,000, let's be honest, Kevin Lyman may be a real nice guy, but he's not going to be like, well, I'm not going to disappoint 100,000 people who are going to buy tickets because 10,000 people are angry.
Mm-hmm.
But it just, I was thinking, like, if they kicked him off before anything was actually said, or not said, determined legally, that would have been that was very strange precedent of, like, you can just do that. But I guess that makes sense with the publicity and all.
The whole anonymous thing was ridiculous, too.
Yeah.
Was that real or not? I couldn't tell.
I don't
Because
think
the page that posted that had 10 subscribers. It's like, wait a minute.
The thing about Anonymous is, like, it's not, like, one central person, like, filming these videos and doing whatever. Anonymous is, like, an organization.
It's like
and
a
I
thought,
feel like...
right?
But
it's
don't
like
they
a
have their
what?
own Facebook page that has, or Facebook's YouTube page that has, like, 500,000 million,
there's
bajillion?
it's not really like organized. There's no like leaders or anything. It's just a bunch of people. It's like, that's why it's anonymous. It's a bunch of people, and
I mean,
it's unpredictable.
yes.
It's like a movement. It's a movement
there are
that's
no
like
leaders.
not controlled.
Right.
I feel
So, like, anyone can
so.
put on one of those masks and make a movie or make a YouTube video, right? Like,
Well, anybody with, $10 who can go to Hot Topic and buy one.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you do that, you put the weird effect on your voice, and you read like this post, and people freaked out. They're like, "Oh my god, Anonymous is gonna like shut down Warped Tour." I'm like, I think there would have to be like some like, no, there's no way in hell Anonymous could shut down Warped Tour. I'm sorry, like the range of Warped Tour, no.
Yeah, right. Anonymous is mostly an online thing too. Like if you look at what they've done, it's mostly like DDoS attacks, stuff like that. Cyber
Yeah,
attacks.
they could
And
attack
so-
the ticket systems.
Well, yeah, that's true, but
Shut down Warped Tour.
Like anybody at Warped Tour's ever checked a ticket. Have you seen
Yeah,
those mad
yeah,
rushes
yeah,
at the front
true.
gate?
True.
I've gotten in for free with a ticket in my pocket that I never pulled out for like every year.
Yeah.
Don't sneak in a Warped Tour, kids. That really hurts.
yeah,
That
that's not
hurts.
something we can do.
Don't make security chase after you. I've seen it happen. It's funny for everybody else but you.
Yeah. Oh man.
I mean, the only way that like Warped Tour would ever get shut down by Anonymous is if Kevin Lyman was just like, you know what? Let me put some of these people from Gamergate on on the bill. Just for
Shits and giggles.
just for shits and giggles. Yeah, that would be where stuff would get real. But I mean, for front porch step. For front porch step, it was like
Did you just do like a drum solo with your mouth? Front porch step.
I tripped over my words, but for
It's okay. I understand.
For front porch step, I don't think that anything they would have made a big deal about it. So it's a non-factor.
Yeah.
There was, I feel like there was no way he was getting on that tour after all this speculation.
Well, Alex and I were talking the other day about ways that he could get on the tour, like even after all these allegations.
There was a
And, like,
petition to keep him on tour.
Yeah. Well, you know how sex offenders have to do things if they're going to live in a neighborhood? Well, we were thinking, Alex, you remember this?
Oh,
we, were
yeah, I
thinking, we were thinking of ways that he could kind of bridge the gap like a sex offender would moving into a new neighborhood. Like, I don't know, maybe like
You can't come into the set until you're over 18.
Yes, or his stage has to be 50 feet away from the audience. If a fan wants to buy a T-shirt, he has to like let them know he's a registered sex offender before he can give them the T-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
And he's definitely not allowed within 500 feet of the Arnie Ball stage. That's for damn sure.
Oh my god. I
You know
think
what's
people.
funny is like I feel like he just, who knows? Who knows if he's gonna if he's guilty or not? I mean, I have my opinion. Everybody does, but no matter what happens with the criminal charges and actually him being punished and proof being brought up in a trial and stuff and all that, it doesn't really matter because I feel like when someone in office is accused of something, there's all these terrible rumors, and then the next day they just release a statement. They're like, I'm resigning, and they never mention the thing. It's obvious that they're just guilty and they just want to get out of the position of the spotlight,
Yep.
I feel like that's what he's doing. I honestly think that he's just saying for now I'm suspending my touring duties and I won't be touring until this is cleared up, but it would not surprise me if this was literally the last thing we ever heard. Because, I mean, you have to be pretty big of a celebrity to overcome a scandal of this size, I think.
Yeah, I was talking about this with, I don't remember who it was. It might have been with you, Alex, and it was me and you and James, I think. We were just talking about this with another friend. And we were I was thinking, band dudes hitting on, band dudes who were, on Warped Tour and, at the front porch step level, who were guys who were in bands of that level who talk to underage girls and are creepy about it, and I'm not saying oh, they're talking to a fan, you know what I'm talking about.
You can tell the difference. There is a very
Right.
clear
There is
line.
a difference, and I hate I'm not trying to be that person oh, what was me, but I have had these creepy band guys talk to me when I was in high school, and it's not fun. It's really uncomfortable, and it makes you question should I ever even go to a show again? It's really creepy, but it happens a lot. I'm not saying Jake from Four Porch Step is not the first person to not the first guy to talk to a girl like this who's in a band and using his leverage as oh, I'm sort of famous in your eyes. Like, you know what I mean? And we were talking about why it was such a big deal with Jake, and it's just like, this is his first impression on like the music community. And yes, he was on Warped Tour last year. He did a few other tours, but he's still, you know, relatively new to the scene. You know what I mean? So I feel like this was like a horrible first impression. Got like, what, there were like 11, 12,000 signatures on that thing. So many news publications were covering it. I think the New York Times wrote a piece about this.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which it was a really interesting piece, but it was just interesting kind of like seeing what happened to create this perfect storm of disgusting shit show.
They say like, oh, like all publicity is like good publicity. Like, no, I don't think that's true.
Not in this case.
Like in this case, it was like, oh, yeah, like my friend told me, like, did you hear about Front Porch Sip? Like he's like a sexual predator, and I was like, oh my god, I don't know who that is. And so I checked and like,
Yeah.
and I was like I like looked at his like YouTube channel, and I saw some of his videos, and I'm like, okay, and then yeah, I saw that post by the New York Times, and I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, sure, it's publicity, but I'm pretty sure like that this is it for him.
Yeah.
It got me to listen to his music. It was the first time I checked it out, and I remember
I've
thinking,
never listened to a Front Porch Step song.
Well, I thought it would actually get a lot more people to listen to it, and all of a sudden, I was just like, man, if this were like good, it would actually might help his career. But I couldn't.
Yeah.
Well, that's a cheap shot, but I just didn't like it.
Same thing with like Lost Profits. Like I was talking about this back when the whole Ian Watkins case was like a hot topic.
Oh.
Because I was in a social media class at the time. It was like a music social media class. My professor, we pulled up the analytics for like one of their music videos for Lost Profits, like big singles, and you could tell there was a huge spike on their views, and like all Lost Profits related search terms, like not just like Lost Profits like rape, whatever.
Like your voice just
Oh, yeah.
Lost Profits.
You know what? Sensitive subject for some people. Trying to be respectful here, but there was a very clear.
Some of my best kids are infants. William doesn't. Or William, that's what it says in your name. Billy doesn't know me. I'm about to have a kid. That's.
Nice.
Go on.
Oh, Eric, what? All right, what am I gonna do with you?
With the,
I don't know.
it's actually interesting that you brought up the whole Lost Profits thing, because they recently posted about Lost Profits because Ian Watkins' ex was on trial, and they posted about it on Absolute Punk, and I was just thinking, and I'm just like, you know what, let me go back and let me watch the music video for a town hall called Hypocrisy, just to see how fucked up it is now. And I went, and I checked it out, and now I can't get the stupid song out of my head, and I'm like, no, this is bad.
That's all you think about when you hear it now. It's just.
I know, it's so creepy.
Yeah, but I'm like, this is very bad, because like I can't get the song out of my head now, because like aside from like everything, I like the song, but you know, it's just that, you know.
I was kind of selfish about it. I was like, wow, dude, Lost Profits, like, I can't listen to that song Rooftops anymore, man. That's like my jam.
I hate that. Someone
I just now realized that Rooftops is by Lost Profits. I did not know that. That's how I was out of the loop on popular music for a couple of years in the, I guess, mid-2000s. But yeah, I actually went looking for that song a number of times, had no idea who it was by. All right, I guess now that's ruined for me. Thanks a lot.
Sorry.
I'm just kidding. I don't think it's your fault. It's
not my fault. I didn't do anything.
It's directly your fault.
It's true. Yeah,
I ruined Lost Profits for everybody. I'm sorry.
Yeah, what did you do? You should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah. Next thing you know, I'm gonna be on the New York Times. Who knows?
Speaking.
This is the guy who ruined Lost Profits.
That sounds like an Onion article. It's like
he didn't go. He didn't go to school.
Yeah, exactly. No, that sounds like an Onion article.
What he listened to next will blow your mind.
Man ruins Lost Profits by telling his friends what their singer did. Oh, man. That actually reminds me of. So you're talking about when you go back and listen to songs and they become extremely creepy, knowing the circumstances around them. This is a little related to that. A week ago, I just got this craving to watch old Beach Boys live videos from like the early to mid '60s, and I found this concert video. It's like 2 hours long. It's got Beach Boys, James Brown, the Rolling Stones, like everybody in their, a lot of them in their infancy of being bands, like Chuck Berry's on it. But they also had this woman, I'm blanking on her name right now, but she had this song, already hit a huge hit for a couple of months in 1964. The chorus was along the lines of, I know that he's been cheating, I know that he's been sleeping around, I know he's been untrue. And then she like gives a smile to the camera and goes, and the song is about her going, maybe someday he'll settle down with me, even though we're married and he's just banging everybody else. It's totally cool. And then the whole audience is just young girls screaming like, we love you! You're such a good role model. And this was a hit song in 1964. How mind-blowing is that? That's just
wild.
completely normal when you go back and
That's
look at a
wild.
song in a different time period.
I mean, if you have songs like, like in the 70s, they had Disco Duck as a big hit, So it was a very different time back then in the 60s and the 70s. Not as, not good quality control.
Well, can you imagine,
I'd say.
imagine 20 years from now, they're gonna be like, wow, music from, like, the 2000s and, like, the 2010s, that was some, like, crazy stuff, guys. Like, they talked about the most random stuff ever. Like, that song
I
Friday,
want
they're like, what
Skrillex
is
to be
this?
in history textbooks.
Yeah, I think, like,
That one song, that one song, Bedrock, the one guy said grocery bag, we don't know what it means.
Do you think... I think that happens the same way with fashion, where it's like we're all living in it now and it's completely normal, and then 20 years later everyone's like, what were we wearing?
it's like,
was
what's a
ridiculous."
hoodie? That's so weird.
Or do you think that it's more like the way we look at hipsters now and everybody knows how ridiculous they look, and then maybe 20 years from now that's going to be the look people associate with our decade, and maybe all the people we laugh at in the 80s dressing so weird, that was just like the hipsters of their time, and
Yeah,
everyone else just
probably,
dressed
yeah.
completely normal.
I think that's pretty much how the cycle goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's cyclical.
Like, I remember I was looking at, what did I search on? I searched on YouTube, like, this is like a few nights ago. I was like, 2000, like, Billboard Top 20 in 2002 or something like that. And I was looking at, like, you have the whole style, like,
Kelly
I know
Clarkson, Since You've Been Gone?
I loved that song. I still
love
love
that
that
song.
song.
2002?
So much.
Was that 2002?
I think so.
I want to say 2004.
I want to say it was the best year of my life.
2002 is
There you
the year she won American Idol, so that might have been a
Oh.
moment.
Wait,
I was a
have the
senior
answer.
in high school.
Wait, I have the answer right here.
What is it?
What do you guys say that?
I think it's
When did it
2004.
come out?
2003.
Unless it was summer 2005. Fuck. I might have blew that. What do you guys
Alright.
think?
What is it?
Well, I have the answer, so 2004.
Say it.
Dang it.
How did 2004?
It was 2004.
2004. Gone.
Nice.
God, feels like
I forgot which
obviously
summer
it was
I was working childcare, driving them to field trips, just jamming out to that shit.
I remember when I heard her Since You've Been Gone, and that like blew my mind. I was excited about that. Remember these like American Idol being like a really big thing too.
Oh, yeah, American when it was a big thing?
Yeah, I'm going on. It's like what, like 13, 14 now, like still are like watching Kelly Clarkson and all those people like go through their cycles, and it was like a really big deal.
Yeah,
Right,
like
right.
now none of those people move on to have careers really. Like 1 out of every 5 American Idols like works for a year. It's kind of funny.
And then
I
it's
think.
like,
Where did Ruben Studdard go? Where did that other guy that had like white
he
hair
got arrested
go?
for like having cocaine on his bus, I think, or something.
Went to whatever
became
happened
a
to
real
Sanjaya?
musician.
What happened to
Actually,
Sanjaya?
talented Cook brother.
Giant.
The talented Cook brother.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sanjaya was
2000s.
always fun.
Alright, so let's transition a little bit into the interview. Billy, I'll start us off and then we'll go Alex, Ashley, Matt. So alphabetical. So Billy, just so you could, for those of everybody out there who doesn't know who you guys are, tell us your band name, what you do in the band, and give an overall, I guess, maybe like an accomplishment or two, and your kind of style you would classify yourself as, so you can get a good overview of your band.
Okay, cool. So my name's Billy. I play in Thieves. We're from Austin, Texas, life capital, music of the world, as everybody calls it. We started in like 2009, and when we were starting out, we were playing like more like hardcore pop punk kind of stuff, like a little bit of easy core-ish, maybe Such Gold sounding kind of stuff. And over the years, we just like keep changing our sound kind of, and we won a Warped Tour. The bands got to play like a local show in 2012, and we did South by Southwest last year. We're on like Absolute Punk's Top 100 a couple of years ago. I don't know, but yeah, we've toured a lot, and not so much recently because we've been tracking a bunch of stuff. But we just released a record in June that we recorded with Bo from Seosin, and it's I would say now I call our band like ambient high energy rock, but we're still in the like pop punk kind of genre. It's like Circa Survive with pop punk. I'd like to say so. That's kind of like
really
the
great
short
description of
bio.
it.
It's
Thank you.
actually it's actually funny that you say that, because sort of to segue into my question, I was gonna actually ask you about how it sounds like Circa Survive with pop punk, and I was actually gonna use Circa Survive as that like exact band. So
Oh, nice.
you're already one step ahead of me there.
Thank
But so you said that there was kind of like a transition in your sound between records. What when it comes to this new record that you guys put out recently, uh, what do you think sort of caused like the stylistic differences as compared to some of your earlier stuff, which might be a little more pop punk, a little more hardcore, a little more easy core?
Um, I would say that comes from kind of a lot of things, just like us having been friends for a long time and playing in other bands together. Like me and the two other guys are really comfortable with each other. So I've like in my lifetime since I've been an adult or whatever, played with a lot of bands. I played with a lot of bands in high school, and writing songs in those type of circumstances, there was always like one person that kind of had a vision and like kind of relayed that to other people. But the way we write songs is that we're kind of such good friends that we're selfish enough and none of us ever want to like do what the other person say. Like if someone comes in with a song and it's like completely written and it sounds like awesome, the other two guys, me and the other person or whatever, will be like, yeah, I want to change all this stuff somewhat to just be picky and artistic and somewhat to just like test each other. So essentially we just like challenge each other nonstop, and kind of weird stuff kind of happens. That's why our first two albums were kind of like really all over the place. Like we sounded like 5 different bands, and it was not that consistent. It was fun to make, but for me as a listener, I didn't think it was that consistent. So now that we're like a lot older in our career, we kind of have a more discussion about the kind of stuff we're gonna make. So for Colorchange, our last EP, kind of decided we wanted to explore the like airy, spacey type stuff that we've done in the past, but just focus solely on that for that release. So that's why that release sounds kind of different and not as like pop punk or as hardcore as our earlier stuff. Sorry, that was a long answer.
No, it was good.
We like
Great
long
answer.
answers.
Great
so that's
answer.
great, yeah.
Can you tell? Because we all like to ramble a lot, so we also like hearing long answers. So,
That makes sense, yeah.
Long
my
form
question,
podcast.
my question is, well, first of all, just like not even a shameless plug, but it's a shameless plug. If you guys haven't listened to the Colorchange EP, like, what the fuck are you doing? Because I'm serious. That is a great EP. I remember exactly like hearing it for the first time like this summer. I mean, I have Smoke Signals from your POZ showcase, and I fucking love that song. Like, it's still like a standout track. But like, I mean, I think
Nice.
like the opening and closing of that EP with Wait is just like, it's so good. I've listened to
Thank
it all
you.
day.
Thank
Honestly,
you.
is that like weird? Because it just got me really pumped for this. So yeah, everyone needs to go fucking check that out. My question is, I kind of ask this to all of our guests we have on here who are in bands, because I'm not in a band, and I'm not musically inclined. I'm like involved, as much as I can be, like behind the scenes and social media type stuff. What's when someone someone like me to know that I wouldn't decide with a band or something because like a problem that you want people to understand. Both.
Okay. I think your camera was a little weird for me for a second, but was your question what from like a musician's perspective, if there's something I would want listeners to understand about being a musician, would that be? Is that what you're kind of saying? Like a problem
It's
or
like someone who's like not in a band wouldn't understand a problem unless they were in a band.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's kind of funny. This is like a kind of a one that I'm surprised I just thought of because I never really think of it unless it's in the moment. But this is kind of funny. I think when like bands of like our size who like play small venues and we don't have roadies and we hang out in the venue before the show. We're not like in a green room or anything. We're just there. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like we walk out on somebody's like checking our. There's not like an old guy with a cigarette and like a ponytail checking my guitar. Like I set it up. I'm there. I'm hanging out. Like I go to the bar and buy drinks like everybody else. But it's funny when you play a set and I'm like all the way across the country, and we get done, and all we're thinking about is that there's another band that's trying to come up on stage and get done. And I think it's nice when every band member that's in the club kind of understand, hey, we're all in this together. Let's get on stage, get off stage, be quick, more music or something to be good. So it's fun when I finish a set and I'm like, have cords wrapped around me and I'm like carrying this super heavy thing. Like someone runs up to me and they're like, hey, can I get like a photo with you? And I'm like, yeah, and I'm trying not to be rude, but I'm like, I don't want to take a photo, and then maybe sometimes I'm not, and I'm like, okay, let's take the photo, and then I turn around, and then like the other bassist or guitarist is on stage, like staring at me, like, come on, dude, what are you doing? And so it's kind of funny, like if like I don't know, I love it when people come up to me and they're like, oh, your band's awesome. It's like super cool. It happens like once every 2 years, but when it does happen, I get really stoked. But it's just kind of
just use up the
life
time?
of a touring band.
It's not even a complaint. It's just kind of an interesting thing, because you're trying to like be nice to everyone and be respectful of the other musicians in the club and everything. It's just a funny kind of conflict that happens sometimes.
Dude, that's interesting. That transition between bands is something. You're right. That's something that bands don't really talk about a lot, but that's a very real thing. It takes
Right.
like years to develop that kind of etiquette and skill set to just get that done.
Knock it out.
Every
Yeah.
band I've been in, we pride ourselves on getting set changes done extremely quickly.
Yeah,
And that's
you
cool
should.
that like, yeah, and that's cool that there's. I definitely relate to that. The whole that 10 minutes in between bands where you cannot do anything. You can't say hi to your friend who's in the crowd who you see once a year or twice a year. You just gotta do it, and then you can spend the rest of the night and do whatever.
Exactly.
All right.
All right, now you want to ask a question? Oh,
sorry.
is that a picture or is that actually?
My internet's like laggy. Anyway, so part of our job is to do like some research on like the artists that we interview, and so I've been listening to your band now for the past 3 weeks, I believe.
Nice.
And I was doing research by just looking at your guys' website, and you guys are just really impressive. Like I've been in a band, but I've never been in a band to the point where I feel like I'm in a band. And so just like reading off your biography, you've toured with a bunch of bands that I have their discographies all on my iPod, and I listen to them like every day. You guys have toured like almost in every state. You guys have been to Warped Tour, South by Southwest, and like that's just so crazy to me. And so I guess my question is, now that you're at a place where you guys are really progressing and like going somewhere, like what are your goals for Thieves? Like, what's your ultimate goal for Thieves?
So that's a really awesome question. Our goal is, of course, our goal is to play the most shows we can play in the most places. So if we could tour year round and play different state, different city, different country every night, and make enough money to where we could come home for a few months and actually like rent a space and like really give 100% of ourselves to making records, that's our ultimate goal. we understand that with the record industry the way it is now, it's always been tough to be like a successful artist of any type. But I guess at this point, we've just been doing it so long, like you said. I look at our like biography every once in a while. I'm like, geez, I can't even remember. Like, it was like feels like a separate part of my life because it was like 6 years ago. But we're just good enough friends that we're never gonna break up. So at this point, we just are just doing what we're doing and just keep on putting out music. And I think we're excited to like grow as friends and as a band, and like change our sound if we have to, if like, I don't know, it's just really difficult being in this industry because y'all know all you can do is just work really hard, everything you have into it, be a good person, and then even after all that, you're probably not going to make it, which is a bummer, but that's just how it is, and that's why we all do these things, because we all enjoy it and it's like a community. But our goal is to be able to play as many places as we can, whether it be like every single night or maybe just as often as we can make enough money at our other jobs to leave home and go tour. But we definitely want to get overseas in 2015, if not 2016, probably 2016.
That's a great answer, because I remember also reading that you guys have been signed to these like indie labels, and I really respect that because like you said, people don't understand that even like if you work hard, there's a chance that you might not make it, because people have this misconception that they're rich and they make tons of money, and once you get signed to a major label, it's like all gold chains and mansions and stuff. But
right,
it's just
Basically, Franz from Attila.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
They just want to be. They want to be Attila, but
Yeah.
it's not like that. And so that's why I think a lot of people, like I know a lot of people who join thinking like, oh, we're gonna make it big, and then we're gonna get signed to a major label, and we're gonna totally just like sell out. And so that's just awesome to hear that like you guys are doing it because you just want to do it. And so that's just I really respect that.
Thank you, I appreciate that. That's everything you just said kind of reminds me of the Swellers. I don't know if y'all followed them a lot, but their breakup, I love that band, and everything I've read that's been written about them since they broke up is just heartbreaking, but it's also really inspiring,
Yeah.
What heartbreaking specifically? I just want to make sure we're talking about the same thing.
Just like them talking about how much pressure there's so much pressure to succeed, and even once people think that you've like made it, you have it. It's just funny that like I read an article that I don't remember who wrote it, but they were just talking about how the first time they had like a breakup conversation, they had just played like a sold out show in Brazil. And it's just, I think a lot of people don't realize that like, this band's at the point that everyone dreams of. They just played a sold out show in Brazil, and their situation is still so dire that they have to break up just to, survive. So, like I said, it's sad, but
that's an amazing point, because it's like so many of us have been in bands. Like you talked about being in a million different bands over the years. I definitely relate to that. I know lots and lots of other people relate to that. But there's also, once you actually get your band to the point where you've quote-unquote made it in the eyes of just the casual observer, then all of a sudden there are so many other problems and issues that come up, and that people don't even really think about those. But they exist. In fact, you could argue that it's harder to be a nationally touring band just at those first couple of years when you're trying to keep building than it ever has been to be, a smaller touring band.
Right, yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
You think
to
you
me.
level up, but you don't.
Well, yeah, it's like you. I have a theory about when people build skills. It's that you start learning a new skill. You're at level 0 or level 1, whatever, and you start just like in an RPG. You level up real quick till you're at like level 10, and then you're like, I'm fucking good at this. And then you level up to like 15 or 20, and all of a sudden each level gets way harder.
Yeah.
And you're like,
that
you're like, oh my god, I suck. It's like you have to get so good. You have to get good enough to the point where you know how much you suck at it, and then you can start getting good. And that's kind of how I relate to that band thing.
Yeah, for sure. That makes a lot of sense.
It's such a good analogy.
Everything, dude, every analogy I ever make has to do with either playing Magic cards or playing an RPG. Those are the two things I know in my life. So you got a line in Smoke Signals that says "Smoke signals lead you home alone." That's a real good line.
Oh yeah, thanks, man.
I just wanted to say that. I
Thank
listened to Colorchange a few times today, but that's the one that I kept just like repeating in my car on the way home from work.
Oh, nice.
Isn't it a great song? I fucking love that song.
It is. No, it really is. Like that's the one that.
It's a
That's how I get
fantastic
into
song.
albums. It's always like a song or two at a time, and then I like get deeper. I'll listen to it, but then there's a few that'll catch my ears, and that's the one that really like got me hooked. But that's really cool. So where I guess you made reference to the fact that sometime halfway across the country, other time, but you also made a somewhat self-deprecating joke about like, oh yeah, you get to ask to get a picture taken every blue moon. How, I guess, advanced would you say your band is? How often do you tour? Like, let's make it objective. How often do you tour? And like, how good is your draw kind of away from home? Like, what kind of give us the experience of your band on the road?
So we in 2011 to 2012 we toured a whole lot, and then 2013, no, the middle of 2012, our drummer had to have surgery and his jaw was wired shut, and he had to like eat through a straw for like 3 or 4 months, and so he couldn't play drums obviously, and we're trying to find a drummer. That put us off the road for like 6 months, and then once he was healed, he quit the band. So he's currently filling in for us now again. He's one of our good friends. There's some dark days there for a minute, but yeah, he went through this whole surgery, and then we kind of had some issues with each other, but we're cool. It wasn't a big deal. It was just personal stuff. He left the band, and so then that put us to find a new drummer was like a year off the road. So since then, we started touring again more. Last summer we did a big West Coast thing, but we had a bunch of tours set up for when was it? October, I think. Yeah, we had a winter tour we were gonna do, but that fell through. It's touring at our level too is super hard. Once you're like big enough that you can like reach out and tour in other places, but you don't have a booking agent. That's like the worst spot to be at, because everyone that's in a position to help your band out is going to judge you by how much you tour, but you're like you're like I can't go to the same places over and over again without like getting further and all these other tools, and it's just hard because nobody wants you till you can draw 100 people, but you can't draw 100 people if you never played there before.
It's like trying to find an entry-level job that asks you for 3 years experience, but you're trying to find an entry-level job, but you're like, I have no experience, I need this job to get experience.
Right.
That is a fantastic analogy. Wow.
You know why? It's because it's what I'm going through right now. Because everyone's like, you need 3 years of executive assistant's experience. And I'm like,
yeah, that makes sense.
fucking hire me.
I just did 2 years of internships. You know how popular I am in Defend Pop Punk?
Excuse you. I did 5 years of internships.
Nice.
How long did you stay in college?
No, I did
Just kidding, just
internship
kidding.
junior year of high school, senior year of high school, 1, 2, 3 summers of internships, plus a bunch of other stuff in between. So don't you sass me, Eric. I
That
will dish
sounds
it right
so much
back
like a
out.
Kanye West lyric. 3 beats every day for 5 summers.
Write me a rap, Eric.
I will. I'm making a new rap, a hippity hop EP. I'm not kidding. I did that. I did it for dead serious in college. It was all like it was. I think I've told you guys before. It was nerdcore, but there wasn't a nerdcore for me to relate to.
Oh yeah.
And I'm making another EP. I'm dropping some fat rhymes.
Give me some fire.
I'm getting jiggy with it. That's what the kids are saying these days. Is that what it is?
No, Eric. No.
All right, we got time for another round of interview questions, and we'll wrap up. Alex, you got another question?
Yeah, I do. So you said at the beginning of the interview that you are taking some time off from touring to record something new with Bo from Salison, right?
Yes.
So, all right. I just wanted to make sure that I heard that right.
Well,
So, Well, what is it that you're recording? Can you really talk about that, or?
So we released in June the 5-song EP Colorchange that Smoke Signals is on. That we recorded with Bo, and then in October, actually, we went to California and we recorded a full length with Sam Pura at the Panda Studios. And now we finished those sessions in October, but we're still doing a lot of work on those right now. We're like retracking some stuff here, and then we're gonna move on to mixing that. So it's not done, but the core of the song of the full length is recorded, which we're really excited about.
Oh,
All right, so it's a
so
full length
excited.
with Sam Pura then.
It's gonna be
So
an LP, yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
and when do you think that's going to be coming out around? Like sometime this year, or something maybe?
You know, it'll definitely come out. I would say it'll definitely come out in 2015. It just depends. Honestly, it depends if a label wants to put it out. It'll come out as soon as it fits with their release schedule. And if a label doesn't want to put it out, all those labels have to wait for me to mail all of them copies of our press kits 100 times and annoy them to the point that they just ignore us completely, and then I'll put it out, and we'll put it out, and that'll happen way later in the year. So, but
Okay.
it'll come out in 2015 either way.
All right, I'm excited for that.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, first of all, we almost hung out at South by Southwest.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. A little bit of scheduling conflict there, but it's a busy week, so
It's crazy, yeah.
it's just a little. Especially from someone who's like, I'm from Connecticut, so trying to take in South by Southwest for the first time. I've been the past 3 years, and hopefully, knock on wood, I'll be going again this year. I don't know. But can you talk about how, especially as a band who's like actually from Austin, I know people who are like, what do you call, like an Austinite? What do you call a local
Yeah, that's
Austin
what they
person?
say. Yeah,
that
people
it?
say Austinite, yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to sound like that, like the worst person making stereotypes. So
Don't
just
worry,
wanted
you
to-
do.
Yeah.
Thanks, Eric. How do you guys like when stuff like South by rolls through, which is clearly like a big fucking deal if I do. You're towards that coming towards Austin, do you think it's helps or hinders, and like some like pros and cons of such a large conference coming to Cityland?
Man, I think South by Southwest is really cool. It's like a really cool experience. It's a really cool festival. There's a lot of stuff going on, but as someone that lives in the city of Austin, we're kind of all famous for just hating it so much. Just
That's what I
'cause
figured.
it's just like, I mean, you were here. Austin's like a small town, and there's so many people here and so many people coming in that, I mean, traffic in this city is already outrageous, but during South by Southwest, it's like, to get to work, I work like 5 miles from my house will take me sometimes 45 minutes, an hour, you know, to go like 5 miles just because it's insane. And then the other thing is just that since the South by Southwest was like an official festival, but now it's like more of an idea kind of. So, for instance, if you live within 10 miles of Austin, you might wake up at midnight and hear a band playing next to the pool in your apartment complex, and somebody's going to tell you that it's a South by Southwest
It's part of
showcase.
South by
Guys,
Southwest.
official South by Southwest showcase. Like no.
Everywhere. Just people set up stages literally in
Yup.
every square foot of the city. So it's just it's insane. It's cool as a band. It's cool because if you are in Austin, you can play a ton of shows. But I've played lots of unofficial shows and official South by Southwest showcases. Like they selected us and like gave us money and like gave us wristbands and all that. Official South by shows always suck for bands that aren't like huge, because everyone that wants to see, like, you know, like you're in town, let's say, and you're here on Saturday afternoon, like where are you probably going to go? You're probably going to go to like the showcase, press showcase, and it's not an official event. Like all the is not official South by stuff, because you have to have like a $600 pass to go to the festival itself.
It's expensive.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I like those little, like, you know, I don't want to say indie, that's not the word I'm looking for, kind of like, I guess, DIY South by showcases. Like,
Yeah.
the absolute highlight of South by this past year was seeing the Top Shelf showcase, which was Diamond Youth, Caravels, like a handful of other bands, and I mean Diamond Youth was like my favorite set of that whole week, and it's in like a college co-op, so it's like actually like someone's like living space, and
Right.
it was just like, it was like a college party basically, and it was, but it's like DIY, and everyone just kind of like sets up everywhere. I went to a showcase that was in a parking lot behind like a grocery store or like a thrift store or something. They were just like,
Yeah.
we're gonna play here. So that's interesting. It's interesting to see how it is to be on both sides of like the official and not official. Like, I didn't have a badge this year, so that's why I was curious. It's my first badgeless year.
Yeah, I'll never buy a badge. It's not worth the money.
They really, my school subsidizes it. Like, I got paid a portion of it, but they paid for most of it. And then this past year I went just kind of like on the fly, but didn't buy a badge. So I was like, kind of don't think I really need one, and
Yeah.
I didn't need one.
Yeah.
Cool.
Matt?
Awesome. So, South by Southwest kind of transitions into what my next question. So you've done South by Southwest, you've done Warped Tour. What's been like your favorite tour experience? Because I know you've toured with like a lot of bands. So like, what's been like your favorite tour so far?
My favorite tour, I think our guitarist Chris is about to walk in. He's gonna grab some equipment he left here. But my favorite tour would probably be, and in 2011 we did a tour with Bunches and Caradale, and those bands were just we're yeah, I know. We were friends with those guys before kind of that whole thing happened. So that was just like a big summer camp to just go out with like 15 of your friends, and it was just ridiculous. It was super fun, but aside from that, I would say probably my favorite tour was we did a tour with a band called Cautioners.
Far from Proper!
Yeah, they were Far From Proper, but we did a tour with them when they were Far From Proper, and that was after we released our Achiever EP, and that was pretty fun too, just because those guys are younger than us, so they're just kind of like little brothers, and we just kind of all messed with each other the whole time.
I didn't know you toured with them. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Can you come back to like the East Coast now so I could finally see you? Because I'm not getting to Austin anytime soon.
That's Chris.
Oh,
Hi.
I can't hear anything.
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna come to the East Coast very, very soon. We actually had some dates booked in December. We had like a 3-week run, and we were going all the way up to Boston and back, and like 3 weeks out, like half the shows dropped. So financially, we couldn't afford to go out and have like tons of days off. It was a real bummer, but we had to cancel that. But yes, Northeast is where we're hitting next. We really need to get back. We've been wanting to.
All right.
I'd support that in full.
Yeah,
Me
we're gonna make it
too.
happen.
I'm
Come
West
to
Coast,
Connecticut
so-
first before you go to
Also,
Maryland.
No, you
Also
go to
me
Baltimore
too.
immediately.
Yo, it's all about New Jersey. Jersey.
All of them.
I'll take New York City. I'll take New York City too, which I know you
I
want
know
to
you
play.
mentioned the pain in the ass about not having like a booking agent in certain situations. This podcast could be your booking agent for the Northeast. I'll tell you that.
He's joking.
True.
He's being absolutely.
Yeah, we
Well,
actually probably could.
Ashley said that she has Kevin Lyman's email, so she could just give me that.
Kevin
Oh, yeah,
Lemon gives his
Ashley.
email to everybody.
Ashley, what is? Well, first off, Ashley, big up yourself. It's just you. Don't forget that. Also,
Yeah.
what does Kevin Lyman eat for?
What does he eat for breakfast?
Yeah, you said you ate breakfast with him. What did he eat for
I
breakfast?
did eat breakfast with him in Las Vegas. He had fruit and cottage cheese.
Good. Bryce.
Fruit and cottage cheese. I feel like he might have had eggs, but I don't remember some type of bread.
Poor
But-
Kevin Lyman eating cottage cheese.
That's what he selected. No, there was like an omelet bar. There was like a little breakfast like selection. He could have had like there were so many options. Okay, don't make me feel bad that I
No, it's
somehow
good,
was
it's
involved
good.
in his breakfast decision.
That's good. Nick, me and him, we're actually gonna have like a sleepover. We're gonna have pillow fights and like
So you're just making sure
s'mores.
you're going to be an appropriate
But I
host.
need to know
Just
what
remember-
he wants to eat for breakfast.
Yeah.
I
He
want-
That way-
definitely had
okay.
fruit.
Get
Okay,
cottage
sweet.
cheese. Get cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese. Got it.
Just in case.
All right. So we're about to wrap up. Before we do the Thieves plugs, because I want to make sure everyone knows where to get your music, and we'll link up everything there. I wanted to do something that Ollie used to do that we haven't done in a while, which is a quick Ask Reddit. So I'm just gonna
Oh
go to Ask
wow, I
Reddit
forgot
on the
we
first
do
thing.
that.
Right? Well, we
Throwing
do.
it
We do it
back.
this month or two.
Out
So
of right
here's one.
field.
that- Yeah, exactly. Well, it's. I don't want to just say, "Hey, let's wrap up." I think this is a good way to wrap it up. Always wrap it up, kids. What is the smallest amount of power you've seen go to somebody's head, and what did they do? Smallest amount of power that has gone to someone's head that you've seen, and what did they do? Yeah, go
Can
for
I
it.
say
Yeah,
myself?
Jump at it. Yourself. Damn it! That was gonna be my big finish. Billy, what was it?
Teleport step. Next thing under it says.
That's the show. That's the wrap up.
That's it.
That's the wrap
Oh.
up. We're done.
All right,
We're
that's
out.
fine.
Good night.
All right, sweet. Well, Billy, can you tell us where we can find some Thieves music, videos, and et cetera, et cetera?
Merchandise.
If you go to our website, it's just thievestx.com. That has like everything. It has all of our music videos. There's like a video tab. It has all of our links. But also, you could just check out Colorchange EP at thievestx.bandcamp.com. And pretty much on every social media, we're just at thievestx. So Twitter, Instagram, all that. But
You can also Google Thieves, Bandcamp, Thieves, Facebook, whatever, and you guys are the first thing that pops up.
Oh,
very
sweet.
Which is
exciting.
great, by the way.
yeah.
Also, you guys are on Spotify too.
Oh yeah, that did happen recently.
Yes,
Nice.
yes, it did.
Awesome. Well, Babetalk is back for this year. Thank you guys for tuning in and most likely watching this in the future. But I've been Eric, and for Alex, Ashley, Matt, and Billy from Thieves, have a great week, and we will see you very soon. Peace.
Bye.